Hi everyone, it's Doreen with Oohlala Vintage Treasures. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for visiting my channel recently and seeing my craft room tour. I am super excited about finishing up my craft room. So I wanted to show you my patisserie area. I got a couple more things filled in on the shelf and I still had the other left side to finish. But it is looking so good in my craft room, so I thought I would show you. That is one of my organizing tips. So let me insert a little video here and then I'll come back and we'll get started. I love using these crates from Michaels. They make my patisserie area look so pretty. I added all of my appliques and trims, and I use these beautiful pins to attach them to the bags. And these are coffee bags that are coffee dyed. Okay, so what I wanted to show you first is how I store a lot of my things. So let me just show you. I'm going to grab a few things. So let's start with the big one first. So this is how I store a lot of my things. This is from Target, and this is the number. So if you want to screenshot this number, I have these in my spare craft room, and you guys, they are a lifesaver. So this one here, if you could see the size, it's a very good size. Now, we all have those big, huge bins, right? And they're just so hard to carry around. So this is why I love using these. They have a little snap-on lid, and as you can see, it's a little tight. And you can remove the lid and use the lid as a place to put things or set on top. So say I'm going through my bin and I want to find an applique. I like to mix my colors, creams, whites, tans, all the colors that kind of go together so they're not all blended together. And I do mix collections together as well so that when I go to find more than one piece, I have it right here. Okay. So this is just an applique right here. And maybe I want this applique to work on a project. And so maybe I'll go in my bin and I'll find something that I want, like this right here. Beautiful napkin. And I'm looking for some material. So I might grab this material right here. And so I just dig through my things. And a lot of times I will go through these bins and eliminate things and donate them because I won't ever use them. Okay. So I've got whites and creams and tans in here and some tea-dyed stuff. I've got this beautiful piece right here that has all this sequin trim on it and things like that. So anyway, you get the idea. So mix them all together to inspire yourself, almost like your little, package of goodies that you would want to use in a project, and put them in your bins. So this is the large one, and then I'm going to show you the medium. And I stack them by my desk, and they're perfect size to put by your desk when you stack 2 or 3, and you have a nice little stacked shelf right there for you. If you need to work on the side of your desk, it gives you like another place, and I'll show you that too. So here's the medium, and this is the number. Now, Target is always changing these. They were square, now they're round square. So it's just a preference, right? So I have some in square and I have some in the round square. So this is my fur. I love this fur. It's so pretty. This was from Marie at Cupcakes, Pearls, and Lace. She sent this to me. And I am wanting to make a little journal out of the fur. And I have all these elements. So I make a kit and put it together in here. As you can see, I got these circles. I got some little fun stuff. So you can use these containers to make little project containers. And what else do I have? And let's see. I also have taken them apart and they look really pretty to make a cupcake journal. So I had decided that it was going to be a cupcake journal. So I started taking these purses apart. And it's so soft, you guys. Oh, I wish you could just feel that fur right there. It's just yummy. So I started taking them apart, and that's what I got there so far. Okay. This is a project bin that I need to get to because it's time with the fur. A little bit of faux fur, right? So that is the medium. And this is just an example of one of them. I have lots of these bins. And then this is the small. So here's the small. And that's the number. You can also order these online and have them, you can pick them up. They get them ready for you and you can go pick them up. That's what I do. Instead of going in the store and seeing if they have enough, I just go online and order them. And sometimes I get Target coupons. So this one's mixed with vintage, whites, and tea dye. So you see what I mean. It's just lots of pretty things that I need to sort. So these will go in my So these appliques right here will go in these bags right here. And what I would do is I would take the bag. Now, if it's bigger than this, I have another idea for you, okay? But this right here could fit because it's very pliable. You can fold it. And I would have this sticking out over the top like this. So you can see what the applique looks like and you can touch and feel it, right? So that is that. With this applique right here, we're going to use a coffee bag, and you saw that in the video. And you just take your applique, and you can do this with several appliques. Maybe you only have one of each, you know, and you would want to know what is in your bag, because going through all the bags would be a lot of work. So if you have the same applique, like that's not the same. Let's see. I don't think that's the same. Is it? Yeah, see, it's a different pattern. So you would match up your patterns. You see that? That one goes together. So this one would go in one bag. This one would go in another bag. And that one would go there. So you see what I mean? So I just have all these things to sort through. And this is what I've been doing, as you've seen in my craft room tour video. Different things that I need to sort through. That's a small bit, right? So if I have more than one of those, it needs to go somewhere else because that will get lost. Now, if I want to, I can take my applique, I can do this, pin it, so pretend it's pinned, and then to the side or at the bottom, I could put this if I have more than one applique. So it's just a way to store and visually see your products that you sell or give away to your friends, okay? So this is another bin that I have to go through and sort through and decide what I'm going to do with it. Like these big pieces right here have to stay in the bin because they are cuts from a wedding dress. And I believe I tea dyed, I didn't tea dye this one, but I believe I tea dyed some of those appliques. And then you see you got this, okay? So that is the small, and it holds a lot. And yes, I do have bags because I haven't sorted through all these. But once I sort through all these, they will not be in the plastic bags because I'm going to show you what we are going to do with them, okay? All right, so you get the idea there. I don't need to show you any more about containers. All right, so the other idea that I do is I use these right here. And these are from Hobby Lobby. You can order them online or you can go to the store and get them. A lot of times they're sold out in the store, but they look like this. And let's see if there's a size. Yeah, here's the size right there. So you see there's 6.6 right here. 6.6 and it's 4.65. Ooh, I can't see that very good. It's kind of tiny. So you see the measurements, right? So it's a good size, but it's not overwhelming, okay? So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I am doing a really fun thing with the box. And I want to show you, this is something fun you can do, right? So you take your boxes. Now, I use these for lids as well to put things on. So if I want to sort some things, I might use the lid and go like this and say, okay, let me put all these here. Let me put all other stuff over here, you know, and then sort through that way, right? So I might use the lid for that. This is a great storage box. As you can see, it's a small footprint and it doesn't take up a lot of room, but it holds a lot. Wait till you see what I'm going to do. So this right here is one of my Battenbergs that you saw in my video for my craft room tour. I showed you a box that's full of doilies and things. Use your doilies, you guys, because if they sit in a box, they're not going to look pretty anywhere else but in that box. So this is what I do. I take the lid, put it in the box like that. Again, you can use it as a tray, but then I add my box to the lid and look what you get. You get this cute little ruffle around your box. Okay, so what I'm planning to do is I'm going to turn them this way, and I will be using them on my desk or my dress. So I'll be using them on my provincial dresser that I showed, and it's going to go like 8 or 10 across my dresser in front of the crates. So it's going to be like on display, right? So I will have them lined up like this. And let me show you the other one. Because I like whites and creams and tans, this is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to take different, ones of the, like this, and alternate or change up. If I have any other ones that are like this size, then I will work with that. But this is about the size you want right here. Let me measure this for you. So you want your doily to be sticking out a little bit, right? So it's almost 12 inches across. It is 11 and a half. So this piece right here is 11 and a half. Let's see. By 7 and a half. So 11 and a half by 7 and a half. Fits in here. Now you could go a little smaller and it'll just be a little shorter, right? Now, yes, you can add laces to it. You can do lots of different things, but this is what I'm going to do. To remember, I have these doilies to use. This is part of my supplies that I have to use for different ideas, right? So I have two. I have a cream one, this creamy color, or tea dye. It's kind of a tea dye color, but it's more cream. So I have that one, and then I have this one. So as I said, use your doilies and make it pretty, right? Okay, so I bought 4 of these at the store the other day because I was running low and I had them in another spot in my room. So I just went and bought 4 more, and I'm going to take those from the other spot. So that's going to change in that area. So let's go on. Now, these boxes right here are going to tell you what you're going to do next. So let me move one aside. Let's see, put it right there so you can see. And we have, well, first let me show you these boxes, because this box right here is the same idea. It's the white box. Now you can get different colors. I'm just going with the white because it goes with everything. Now these are those, what are they? This box right here. It's the bigger one. I don't have the number for this, but it's the same as these, but bigger. It's the same as this one, but bigger. Okay. And I do the same thing with these. I turn the box over and I use it as a tray. So this is a great way to store things. So in here I have vintage doilies, right? So I'm going to put a little note for myself. There's more of these. I have to move them. I just wanted to show you guys. They fit perfectly in here. And I had them in another drawer in a box. So now this is a more sturdy box, so I can put my doilies in here, and I'll have my square doilies, my round doilies, and all that. So when I bought these from Etsy, I have these little tabs here because I had to count all of them, and the lady had cheated me by a couple hundred. So when you buy supplies, you have to make sure. So I had to count each one and separate them by 20s, I think. And so it said I was supposed to get like, I don't know, 300 or 500, and it was short a couple hundred. So they were miscounted. But anyway, aren't they so pretty? So put your vintage things in boxes, but also what you can do is if you have a ripped one, because sometimes I do get where I'm too impatient and I rip one or something, and I have plenty, right? So I could take this doily and I could fold it up and have it sticking out of the box a little bit like that. Let's see. So let's see if you can see. So see that right there? I can do that, and then I can put my lid on. And then this will be a project box. So let's put these back in here. So this doesn't go in this box. I was just showing you they fit the glassine bags. Okay. And then when you look on your shelf, you have this. You have this pretty look. Right? And I could still put doilies on a little label under here if I want to. But I'm a visual. I have to see it. So it is sticking out of the box now. And now I know these are my vintage doilies. So that is an idea you can do with a lot of different things that you might have to store things. And it's also a pretty way to store your projects and different things. But isn't that so pretty? I love it. So that goes back up on my shelf. So then I will go back and sort through those things and add the rest of my doilies into the boxes. Okay, so moving on. So let's go back to this box right here. And doesn't it look just so pretty? Now you could go all the way to the top and you could add your little charm dangles and stuff. Like if you wanted to add something pretty, you could just lay it in your box. Right, like that. And you could add a note to it. This is attached to it, but you could add a note right here and say what is in your box. But I don't need that. But look at how pretty that looks just by dangling a piece of cardboard and a piece of jewelry here. Doesn't it look so pretty? And then it's on your desk either this way or this way. So this is a little wooden tray from Dollar Tree. You can get them, I believe, online, or you can get them in the store. They come in all different types of styles. You get them in stars and hearts and different things. But this to me looks like a cute little tray. And I have decoupaged in my tray digitals, except for I can't find them because they're still packed away in my stuff from moving. But you take this tray and you put some Mod Podge underneath it and your digital, and you just go around and decorate your tray. Okay, so pretend my tray is decorated because that's what I want to do with it. And I want to take these out of the bag and just put them in my tray for now. So when we get ready to work on those. Okay, put that there. A lot of this stuff is glaring in the video, so I'm trying to get the glare out the video here. All right. This is another tray that I got from Dollar Tree. And look at this. It's a felt desk tray. And it is sturdy, you guys. Look at that. It's like a Sterlite or like a plastic container covered in felt. Amazing. I was so impressed with these. I got them in this tray style. And I got them in a skinny. And I got to do a haul on that so I could show you guys what I found. But yeah. That is the felt desk tray. As you can see, it's 7.28 by 10.39 inches. Okay, so these are perfect for envelopes. And this is where we're going to get started with the envelopes, you guys. I'm so excited to show you. So I have big envelopes and small envelopes, all different sizes. And also I have shoe boxes. So if you want to use a shoe box, these are from Michael's years ago, but they always have pretty shoe boxes. And they have pretty everything when it comes to shoe boxes. You can get any style you want. Yes, did you figure out what I'm doing with these? Yes, love it. I've been having so much fun playing with my envelopes. So you can do this with junk envelopes as well. And I'm going to show you that I did that already with some junk envelopes that I cut up. But I am using a 6x9 envelope. Let me show you. I'm going to put those in this box. So I've got these in this box. And I got these in this box. And we'll go through the boxes so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So the 6x9 envelopes that I have in my stash that I use for kits and things, that is what I'm using to store my embellishments. And so we're just going to go through them and play along. So grab out some envelopes and start organizing with me, okay? Let's do it. I'm going to have a seat in my chair and I'm looking for my water. All right, so all you need is some washi tape, a container, and you can use an HP box, any type of box will work with this. Your bits, your clips. This is a clip that I got. These are cafe curtain clips. I got these on Etsy. They come in all different colors. I love these cafe clips, and I have them in different colors. So this is the color weight I have in here. So I have them in silver and I have them in white. And I love them, you guys. They're so fun. These are the mini CD envelopes, and this is what we're using for small embellishments. Okay, so this right here is just sweet little embellishments that I put inside of here. So I added a little lace bit there and a piece of paper, a piece of tatting, and I put the rhinestone in the center. That way I know this is what I'm looking for when I'm looking for it in the box. Now this is going to get lost in your little boxes I showed you. So that is why I clipped them together, and you can just clip a bunch together and keep them, you know, in another little container, or you can take a piece of milk glass. I have this piece of milk glass. You can use any, but this is just one I picked up at the thrift store, and it's just this pretty pattern here, and it has a square bottom. Just stack them in your bowl. As you can see, there's a lot. Once you start filling them up, you might not get as many, but at least this is a way for you to see it and use it, right? So we're going to use the CD envelopes, or you can make your own with paper, and I've seen videos on how to make these without having these, but instant gratification girl that I am, I'm not going to make these. This is too much work for me. I want to get on with organizing, okay? So that is that right there, and I'm just going to put it aside somewhere. See how my desk is getting full now? I'm going to move my washi tape out of the way to the side here. Oh, and I do keep my washi tape on these different pretty laces and hang them on by my craft desk on this little rack over here. So I just put whatever I have, tulle or whatever I have, and I hang all of my aesthetically, what I call aesthetic is the creams, the whites, and the tans for my craft room, and then the rest go into the other room in a box, like a little box that you could see all the colors. Okay. So here I'm going to show you my envelopes, and then I'm going to show you the junk envelopes that you can make yourself. So all you need to do is get your envelopes out, coffee dye them. Now I started doing this without coffee dyeing, so I want to show you how I did it. It's basically taking your envelope, making a couple rips right here, and I'll do one with you, and decorating it. Now this is a big item, but you can see it as you're flipping through. You can see it, right? You can see what it looks like. So you don't need it to be on the outside. It's just an aesthetics that if you wanted to, you could put it on. Let's put the dark one on the outside just so we know. So what I do is I clip them. If you want a visual, I clip them. Oh, here's a pink one. I did some pink too. See if I have a clip here. Okay, yeah. So I take this clip right here and I attach it. Sometimes we need visuals, so I just pin it to the envelope, right? And once these are gone and you used them up, you just pin another one to it. So you got that one there, and then you would pin the white one on the other side because you have both. Or you could pin them together and do that. Like, you could do it like this. The idea when you pin these on the outside, okay? So I would pin another one. When I get my pins, I would pin another one on this side. But it's just sweet. So I thought what would be fun is if you didn't want to leave them plain, you could use your stamps and stamp things. You can emboss. There's a lot of things you can do, but to save time, you might just want to make the envelopes because you're going to be switching them around in your craft room, okay? So here are the inked ones that I did. As you can see, I have inked ones here. These were just plain white. They were just plain white. Now these are a supply that I have a lot of. So if you're going to use junk mail, that's totally fine. You just want to try to keep the size the same way so that they all flow the same, right? But you don't have to have them all the same. So what I did is I kind of ripped it here and here. This one I ripped here. This one I ripped 3 places, you know, and this is just inked. So if you don't want the ripped look, you can ink them. That's a ripped one, a ripped one. You know how we open envelopes a lot of times, we rip them open. We don't want to take the time to open them the right way, so we rip them. I like the rip look, so it totally is what I like to look at. So that's it for that. And I'm going to show you how they look. So this is in my tray, turned sideways. Look at how many envelopes you can fit in here. A lot. So this is these, and then you flip through. This one, I wanted to be inspired by my little dangles that I made, so I put them in here. So all of my supplies to make these dangles are right behind each other. So these items right here are part of my dangles that I'm making, all right? And then these items right here are the envelope cut in half and put in here. So I'm able to fit 2 envelopes in one and keep them the same size. If I want the same size and I want to keep it together, that's how I do that, okay? And then so on. And then this one here, I just thought it looked so pretty. I have these pieces right here that are coffee dyed and these are tea dyed. And to know which ones were in the envelope without having to look, I put them at the top and here. So this could be like your first one that you see. And then from there, you just flip through and you go like that and you find what you're looking for, right? And then these were crochet pieces and I just clipped them on with the pin, safety pin. Those are mini safety pins. And then here's some doilies that I put together. You get the picture, right? And then here's just the coffee dyed envelope. And then I'm going to show you how I did these. Once you coffee dye them, you're going to have this envelope like this. And you guys, I coffee dyed these and I added vanilla and I added ground cinnamon to my mix and shook it up. And if you could smell these, oh my goodness, yummy. Oh, it makes me so happy to be in my craft area. And it looks amazing. I love it. So what I do is I take these and I glue them down with a glue stick. So I'm going to move this over here. Take my glue. Get my mat out. Okay, got my mat. I brought the little music paper just to give you a different thing to look at there. Move this here. And all we're going to do is shut it closed. So any glue will do. So you're just going to glue it closed. Okay. So that's the first thing you're going to do. After you coffee dye them, you're going to glue them closed. So you have it like that. And then you're going to cut. Whoops. My little thing fell down. Then you're going to burnish. Then cut. Just want to make sure it's down good. Not that it matters, it's just closing it off, right? And then we're going to take this edge that we just closed. So really all you need is some washi tape, scissors, glue, envelopes, and your products that you want to put in the envelope. This is great for craft shows, setups that you want to just have so you know what your products are. And this came about because my daughter's starting her own business and we were working on some things and she said, "Oh, Mom, I love this idea. This would be great for my DTF transfers and different things that I'm cutting off of the transfers. And I can put them in these envelopes." And I said, "Yeah." And, you know, she's not into coffee dyed. So she was like, "I can color these different colors." I'm like, "You could do whatever you want." So here's what I have now. So see, now that we cut it, it's stronger back here. And we need to enforce this right here. So this is where you get creative with your washi tape and whatever tape that you want to use. I think I'm going to use the white because I used a lot of brown already. And let's see. I love this one here. I got these on Etsy. these washi tapes on Etsy. Wintertime Crafts. Love this place. It's hard to find good washi tape. I don't know how you guys feel about washi tape, but I'm picky. So I need something that I can remove and it's not too sticky if I don't want it to be. So I like this place because they have, and you don't have to go all the way across. I'm going to leave it like that. They have, you can rip it off, right? And you can take it off without it ripping, but it stays on if you leave it on. So when I do my kits, I can, you know, secure things and then they just rip it off. They just take it off. They don't rip it off. They take it off. So then we're just going to do this. I just bought a bunch of washi tape from another Etsy shop, and they have a paper, like a plastic backing on it. I was going to see if I could show you one that I have, but I don't think I have it here. Let me see if it's in the drawer over here. Yeah. So I just brought this other washi tape, and I'm not impressed. And you pull on it, and then you have this, right? So you have this little thing here. Now it's sticky, but you can't remove it. So be careful with washi tape that you buy. If you want to be able to remove it, it's totally up to you. All right. So now I have this really pretty look on the edge, which gives me a little bit of room to just go over the edge. I meant to go over the edge a little more, but it's okay. To enforce the edge a little bit because we took that paper off. Okay. So now we have this. All right, and then all you're going to do is fill it with your stuff. So say, for instance, I have a bunch of these. I can put them in my envelope, and there they are, ready to go, and they sit flat in the little holder. So this is what it looks like in the little holder, okay? So that's the big ones. So this is the 6x9, and these are the half of the 6x9, cut in half. So you get 2 out of 1. So if you know you're not going to need a lot of them, you cut them in half, which I did a lot in half, but I also have a lot that's coffee dyed and ready to go. So just do an assembly line of how many you think you're going to need by all the embellishments that you have. Like you see these flowers, they're all different. I could put them in one envelope. So I could just dump them into one envelope. Let's see. So let's take this out for a minute. Put that over there. And move this out of the way again. Move that. I hope you're enjoying this idea. I was just thinking of a way that I could do this where I have all of my things out, and I just, like I said, we just learn when we're doing other stuff to play along with our craft room and decide what we want in our craft room. So it's just something that you just play around with and see if you like it. Okay, so this is, what is it? 4 different flowers in here. I love how this looks, right? So then what I would do is I would take out, okay, it's a bow, a flower, which I have these in a drawer, but these were given to me by Martha. All these came from Martha at Bird and Barn Designs. Thank you, Martha. I love these bows. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. She had a big sale when I first met her, and I bought a bunch of stuff from Martha. By the way, Martha will be having a big sale very soon on some of these things that she sold to me. So if you guys are not following Martha, you need to go follow her. She's amazing. All right, so let's see. We got one bow, this one. I think that's it. Let's see. Do we have a white flower? Nope, so that's it for the flowers. Now, I was going to show you individually the flowers so that we have these flowers. So what I would do here, this is kind of bulky, but you could pin it if you wanted to. But what I would do is make a little collection, take a piece of paper. Let's see if I have a piece of paper here. This is not the right weight. It's light. It's kind of a lightweight, but you could do it this way. And you could just cut like a little, make yourself a little fake tab or whatever. And rip it, make a more mess like I'm doing over here, and just fold it down over the paper. You could do something like that, or you could just glue it to the paper like that. And let's do that. Let's just glue it real quick. Since I have so many, I can glue them, but if I needed a certain amount, then I wouldn't want to glue, right? Okay. So now I know that this is going to be bows, right? And then flowers, bows, you know, make yourself a little cluster kind of thing. Like that. Now I'm kind of wishing the aesthetics is white, right? White and creams. But you got the bow. And then we'll take, let's see, let's take a piece of this. This is going down the rabbit hole, you know, when you're organizing and then you're like, oh, I need to make it pretty. Well, I do that a lot, but there's times when you don't want to do pretty and you just want to get it done. You can always go back and decorate it later. So then you just have that little bit there. And let's see, go there. So you just play around with your placement, how you want to do it. This is just a quick idea. And you glue down your little pieces to it. And this is your little collection. It's got to dry. And then you would glue it. I'm just going to lightly glue it. So then you glue it there, and you got a little collection of stuff on your project, or on your envelope. Okay? Let me move this cheesecloth back. Okay. All right. So it looks something like this, right? So if you're going to put it back in your tray, and you want your flowers to be the first thing you see, because it's pretty, right? This could go on and on and on, you guys, but see how pretty that is? And then when you're done with these products, you have an envelope that you can use in your journals as well, because you already started decorating with the washi tape, the coffee dye. It's just a good basic to start. Okay, so let's go on to the smaller version of it. So now we have the smaller version. Okay, so I showed you what we did with the doily. We added this pretty little dangle here. Now you do have to turn it sideways, but that's okay. It holds about 15 envelopes of these that are filled up, okay? So what I did on these is I pinned them and washi taped them. So you use your favorite washi tapes that you want to, or maybe you want to use ugly washi tape, but I like the pretty stuff. So I just did all these little bits on the outside so I know, okay, I have this one here and I have this one here. And I know that I have at least 4. My number is 4 when it comes to what's in the envelope. That has to have at least 4 or more. If it has less than 4, then it gets into a collection with others, okay? And it could be in a big envelope inside the envelope where I have 4 or 5 or 6 different appliques, but at least 1 or 2 of those, okay? So you get the idea what I'm talking about. So that's that one. Then we have this one. And I alternated the patterns on the washi tape. I just love the vintage, you guys. If you saw my craft room, you know what I mean. And so these are all of the things that are in those bins, you guys. I did do a shorter version, but it's down in the front. So you won't see that until you start digging through your packages, right? Because it's like this. But this was one that I ripped, and so I was like, okay, I'll just do a smaller version of it because it doesn't have that many. Like that. Now in your box it's tight, so that's why I'm pulling them out. But you could keep them in the box. So these are the examples. See, I have this piece, which is very tiny. This piece, which is very tiny, and this piece. So these 3 things are together in the envelope. And here's some bits, more little bits. So that's that. Here is some more bits. See how these tiny little things can get so lost? This is the tiniest little bit right here, which I need to put on the outside. But it's almost like I don't want to glue this because they're so delicate, but I could glue that right there if I wanted to, but I'm not going to for these because I only have a few, and I love these types of things. Here's some flower trims that I cut up for bits. Here's another trim. Here's another trim. These are all things that I have used in past kits or got in not Happy Mail, things I bought in bulk or something. I wouldn't give away my stuff in Happy Mail if I liked it. I'm keeping it to use. But anyway, you get the idea, right? So fun to do. And like I said, I'm just using these boxes, but you use what you have. Cracker boxes work, soup boxes, oatmeal boxes, anything that's going to hold your supplies in, that's going to keep them organized. This is pretty tight in here, like I said, so you don't want to overstuff them either. Like me, I'm overstuffing now. But I love it. And then you can have all your little bits hanging out like that. And then look how pretty that looks, just like that. Isn't that so pretty? I don't know. I just love it. I love this idea. And like I said, you could add more to it, but you really don't need it with the white box. It's just pretty the way it is. The little dangle and everything. So there's that one. And I have some more over here. And the last thing I want to show you, these are just more bits of stuff. Different patterns. So that's 3 different patterns in this one. 2 different patterns. And this is 1 pattern. I got to get my other boxes out because I need more boxes now. And then this is this pattern here. And there's a brown one in here that I can see, but it's a little like ivory color. But there's only a few of those, so I just didn't need to have to put that there. Okay. So this box right here is empty. These are empty. And then back here is same thing, empty with no washi tape. So this is all ready to go. But say you don't have these envelopes because you don't want to purchase them. You don't want to spend the money. This is 2 envelopes cut in half like this. You can use the junk mail envelopes. And as long as you make them the size that you want, you can pretty much do whatever you need to do. So we have this one here and this one here. I personally kind of think it looks really cool to have these raggedy envelopes kind of sticking out, right? So what I did is I made you a few examples with junk mail. Oh, that one's getting stuck. Let me see. Okay. So I made you some junk mail examples. Let's move this crate over here. I got this. I'll put this here. This is just stuff. I like to use the papers too in the backgrounds for the little things, the little envelopes. I like to do that. I'll put those there. All right, that goes there. My desk is back to not being looking like a hot mess now with stuff everywhere. Oops, I got a bow. Where'd that go? See? And also too, if you have special clips that you can clip. Well, let's show you the other clips I have. We'll use a skeleton clip. Or we'll use this white clip. I don't know if I have it on my desk and I just don't see it. Because that happens sometimes too. Put that over there. So you can clip it if you think it's going to fall out. Just clip it with a pretty clip. You can make a paper clip. You can decorate a clip and add it. Lots of things you can do with that. Okay, so I have my junk mail. Now I took my sample because I really liked the way that these envelopes fit in here. There's not a whole lot of space, you know, there's like, it's tight, right? So decide what size you want your envelope to be. and then just make it what you want. So what I did here is I just took my envelope template, what size I wanted, that was cut in half. Where is it? Oh, over here. So just take one of these that's already cut in half, or whatever envelope you want to use, and measure it, okay? So I just took it like this, stuck it over here, folded it in half, so I'd have them all the same size width, okay? And then we're going to just cut it off. We're just going to cut this off. And it doesn't have to be straight because I don't cut straight. So that's why I like the jaggedy edge. And then you got another thing to play with later for junk mail idea. This would make a cute little coin pocket. So that piece goes there. And this is about the same size, give or take a little bit. I like that it's sticking up. And I don't mind the lettering here, right here. I don't mind that. But if I wanted to make it pretty, I could take one of my scraps and just decorate it up with a scrap. Just for fun. We'll just do that. So how's everybody doing? You guys, I just got started and just started talking and totally forgot to ask you. How is everybody doing? I am doing well. I am getting settled into my house. And I hope that you all are getting some crafty time in. If that's what you need to do. See, I have all these pretty pieces that I cut off of envelopes. And I think it looks so nice. I'm just going to layer up some flowers, I think. And sometimes you just need to play. So this is a way to play with your envelopes. If you love coffee dyeing and if you love crunchy sounds, it's just a way to kind of give you that happy feel. Maybe you're down and out and you're not crafting and you just have no mojo, because I went through that recently. For 6 months I had no mojo. And I moved and, you know, everything just hit me all at once and I wasn't able to craft and do anything. And here I have a big group and I needed to get motivated. So finally I got motivated. Let's just pretend we want a pretty junk envelope. So I'm just going to cut a little piece of this Precious Bits. I call all of these vintage pieces precious bits. You heard that many times in my videos, and it's only because these things are so precious. This could be a family heirloom that you want to show somebody, that you want to make something for somebody and you want to use it because they gave you their special lace or their special doilies, appliques, and anything that you want to decorate it with. Ribbon, trims. Okay. Where's my glue is, I keep looking for my glue and it's on the desk. Yeah, so just get out your stuff. I know there was a lot of ladies in my group feeling the way I felt, and it kind of was like a little bit, hey, I'm not the only one dealing with this feeling, you know, that I'm the only one that can't have any crafty mojo, and why everybody else is showing such pretty things, and here I am just struggling. And until I got my craft room organized and the way I wanted it, adding the chandelier and adding the extra, you know, different things to the room, till it made it feel like, okay, this is now, I can film and I can show all my hard work, you know, that I have been working on for the last 6 months. And I know my craft room is not for everyone, because I had a lady comment white was not for her, and that's okay, but you can take the ideas and add your color to it. You don't have to have a white craft room like me. This is just what I enjoy. So you see how pretty that is? I love it. So say you want to do sewing and you want pink. I've got this image here from Pink Silk Atelier. And this is a collage page in the tall and skinny. And I purposely did this so you could cut all these little squares out and use them in your crafting craft room if you wanted to, or you could use them as tab toppers, whatever you want to do. I think I want to go with this one right here. But what I do is I kind of pick an idea and then I stick with it, you know, like a theme. So although this is French Bliss here, this piece right here is from the envelopes, and this is the pink silk atelier. I think that looks so pretty. And what I'm gonna do is just kind of rip the corners. Now this is cardstock, so I'm probably gonna rip my nail off here. So I hope that you're enjoying this little series. I've had a few people ask me to do, you know, some ideas in the craft room, and it's just fun to see everybody's ideas. I know there's lots of craft room storage organization videos. So I kind of just do what I like to do. You know, I don't really follow what everybody else is doing. So I haven't really actually had the time to do that. So I'm just going to ink this up real quick. These are just little bottles of yarn and pretty stuff. So there, you can just decorate your envelope up and just have a pretty little collection there. Isn't that so cute? Now let's close up our envelope. Also, we need this to be an envelope now. And I would add one of the sewing words to it if you're doing a sewing theme and you want this to be your organization look. And let's see if we want to add something like, ooh, this would be pretty down here. Let's do this. Oh yeah, I like that. That's pretty. You guys, my phone goes non-stop all day long. My daughter loves to call me when she's at work and she has a break and she's talking about her new business with me. It's so fun. And I'm helping her start her own business with her truck. She has a Toyota lifted truck. It's been her dream for years, and she saved all of her money. My daughter Jenna saved all of her money and got the truck of her dreams, and now her truck is her muse, and she's making t-shirts with her truck, and her name is Supernova Creations, I believe. She just came up with her name recently, and she's loved Toyota trucks since her dad had a Toyota truck. I think she got the love for it. He passed away last year, and she wanted to honor her grandmother and her dad, so she did. Her dad's truck had turquoise in it, and my mom loved purple, lavenders and purples, so she picked the purple, and she's got the lifted truck, and then she's got like the accents with purple and teal, and on her truck it says "Stay Humble," because she paid for her truck on her own. She didn't have anybody pay for it. She didn't ask us for a dime, and I'm so proud of her for that. She's amazing. She's always helping me in the craft room too as well. Let's see. Both of my kids are very helpful, but my daughter, she loves helping me. Boys are different. They don't always think mom needs help with stuff because I'm having fun crafting, you know. So look at how pretty that looks on the junk mail. Do I need this now? It almost doesn't even need an image. It kind of looks pretty. I'm going to leave it like that without the image. I thought I was going to use an image, but I really like that. So we're going to go with that. And let's see, where'd my ink go? What did I do with my ink? Oh, it's back here again. I love these little inks. They're so tiny, but they work so good. Did I close that? Yeah. So you can just play around with your envelopes, decorate them if you want to, don't decorate them if you don't. Should have pushed that up a little bit. Let's see. And just play around and just have some fun with junk mail. Every time I see a piece of envelope come through and my husband rips them up like this, I'm like, go ahead, rip it good. And he'll see an envelope sitting on the counter and he's like, are you saving that? I'm like, yes. I'm about to coffee diet. I love my envelopes. And I know we all do in crafting, especially in junk journals. We love it. So I would add an image here or a word, the inspiring word here. And then you have this right here as your envelope. And let's see, do I have anything that I want to sort through? I think I only have, these are little bits of things. So let's just say we're going to put the music note stuff in here. As long as it fits in here, right? I got all kinds of pieces like that. This was a piece of a flag I took apart. So once you put it in the window, you really don't need images in the background. But if you want to put an image, you can. So I use these little bits. But you can do this with bits of paper too. When I use a kit, I always have bits left over of paper bits. And so I would do this with paper too. Definitely. But first, organize the most important things is your embellishment things. Then you can do paper, because you could put paper in a tray and go through a tray. Like, you could get these trays and put your papers in here. These would be great for paper storage. And they're not too big, and you could stack them on your desk. Let's see what else is in here. Look, see my keys? I love keys. Oh, that one says heart. I love that. I think that's a Tim Holtz. I love Tim Holtz metal embellishments that he has. Oh, look, this is a hair clip. Some of my pink bits in here, some rhinestones. So you see what I mean? You just take all of your things that you love to collect and put them in your envelopes. And I won't do any more on camera with you because I think this is, I don't even know how long I've been on. I'm scared to look at the phone and see what time it is. Okay, so let's put these in here. Nice sturdy envelope. So I'm just gonna place it in the window. And I don't mind that black showing through, but I'm not a blue color person for these envelopes. I like them to be black. If I'm gonna do the black aesthetics, black and white looks best to me. In my room anyways, to look at. So see how pretty that looks? And then we can just, these strips can go in the envelope. Like this. So fun. I probably have more of these, so as I'm going through the bins, I'll look through my bins and see, and I'll know, okay, I used those somewhere and I put them in my envelope. Isn't that so pretty, you guys? I love it. Please leave me a comment. Give me a like if you like this video and any of my other videos. It helps me grow my channel. And I hope that this inspired you or something else I did inspired you to create today. And leave me a comment if you are interested in more videos like this, because I have a lot of ideas for this year for the craft room. So here are the bins next to my desk on the right side of my desk. And see how they're stacked really nicely? And there's the envelopes. So here is on my dresser. And I just have the sampling of what I showed you in the video. Those are the boxes. That's the side. And here's the one from Dollar Tree. And there's that one over there. So I'll be working on a lot more, but I just wanted to show you how it's looking so far. And stay tuned for my next video, you guys. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, wonderful night, wherever you are. Bye, everyone.